Okay. Are we back? Oh, for fuck's sake, it's actually dead on the YouTube. Brilliant. Fucking hell. God, that's infuriating. You build up an audience and then tech completely drives it away so that now there's like 2 people watching on the fucking YouTube. Oh. Like, it's hard enough as it is, man. Fuck's sake. And now I'm just fucking bummed out. I'm not even in the mood anymore. Can we just watch something cool then instead? Has anyone got a not too heavy video or whatever, or just something funny, or I don't know? Because I don't even want to fucking talk about this no more. I'm just so fucking pissed off with it. Because we're back to square one. I've been going for fucking 2 hours. And I've got fucking no one watching again. Curtis is live now. God bless him, Curtis. I might try and check it out later or something. But look, I'm just not in the fucking mood now. Yeah, if you've got some comedy or some shit, yeah. Fuck's sake. Hello everyone on the YouTube, how are you? Actually, on that point of not too heavy, that channel actually does some really interesting videos. There's more stuff about like, oh, this person's connection to like the Holocaust or whatever. It's kind of fascinating. What's Bowler Hat Man doing? Has he said anything dumb lately? Not really. No. Oh, there was that. Hang on, there was that one thing. What is this? What is this? Amanda Seals versus 20 black conservatives. Oh my god. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. Yeah. Hang on. Someone did suggest this in the... What the fuck is that? That's not what I'm after at all. No, that is also not what I'm after.
Oil like a baby otter.
Thank you, Bilderberg, for becoming a member. Much love to you, my friend. 13 months, indeed. What does it say becoming a member? Staying a member. Being an awesome bod. Brr. Anyway. Someone put this in the chat, in the thing, so we'll take a look. It might be interesting. It might be shite. I don't know.
A full scale.
Right.
So in this segment, following on the live stream I did recently, I think it's only fitting we do a full-scale video. I think.
And this is Big Mad Studios, who everyone should go and follow.
This bozo. I'm going to be debunking a lot of the claims he makes, and I think the question needs to be asked is who is this dude mad at? I'm talking about Phil, Morehouse, A Different Bias, and I've watched, like, you know, these are the people here on screen, right? Graham and Phil. They talk about people who are disingenuous, bad faith actors. They often attack the left.
For me, this is light. This is light. I don't mind this. This is like nonsense soup for my soul.
A lot, even though they are claiming to be on the left or on some semblance of it. So I think it'd be interesting to see some of the claims dude makes and how unhinged he is. you know, especially in his hatred of Corbyn. You know, I'm not a big Corbyn fan. I did like a lot of his policies, but I think as a person he was flawed. But you know,
Are you not a fan of Hitler? Oh, okay. Interesting.
who isn't flawed, really? So we're gonna watch this video and go from there.
Some more super chats, and there is a vigorous discussion going on in the chat as well. No, we want Jeremy Corbyn, not a genocidal PM, says Aaron. Thank you very much for the £2 super chat.
All right, okay. So first of all, obviously Starmer is not. In fact, if anything, he has prosecuted genocide.
He's also doing the genocide, though, you know. Just saying. You know who doesn't do genocide? My bowler hat. Which I can show you. For money. Big Sal. I'm doing the Big Sal. Ah, you fucker. Just nearly fucking destroyed my house.
And again, I don't...
You know, in his role as, I think it was a barrister, as a lawyer at the time, right, just as there would have been people on the other side trying to, you know, defend, because you have the right to counsel. So again, that argument, it's not great.
Oh, you know, but we're going to say it. Corbyn is pro-genocide. He has been pro every genocide that has been committed in my lifetime except one.
What? Hang on. I can't wait to hear his proof for Jeremy Corbyn's support of the Rwandan genocide, which I assume happened within this man's lifetime. It wasn't that long ago. I genuinely can't wait. I cannot wait. Okay. So Keir Starmer flying planes, actively supporting and selling weapons to Israel doing genocide, not genocide. Jeremy Corbyn, I don't know, being a Czechoslovak spy, genocide.
That is what I
So this is a doozy here.
call pro-genocide. He was on Assad's side. He's on Putin's side. He won't...
He was on Assad and Putin's side. When was he on Assad or Putin's side? When? What are you talking... When has he been on these people's side? What are you talking about? You fucking freak.
He will tell you there's no issue with
He'll say it's not an issue. It's not an issue. It's not an issue, is it, Chad?
going on in Xinjiang at all, in China.
Did he? Hang on a minute. Jeremy Corbyn. Oh God, how do you spell it? Xinjiang, maybe? The Uyghur people in China. Okay. So this was from 2021. So after he was leader. Many of you will be fully aware that the Uyghur live mostly in China's western Xinjiang province and are predominantly Muslim or from a Muslim background. There is evidence that they have lived there for several hundred years and possibly even several thousand years. Although they wouldn't have been Muslim then, but yeah. There have been reports by Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, International Consortium of Investigative Journalism of Uyghurs being held against their will in re-education centres by the Chinese government, possibly even forced concentration and a range of other restrictions. There appears to be some evidence that internment of predominantly Muslim ethnic groups have been intensified, in particular after regulations of de-extremification were adopted in March 2017. I believe strongly in the right of freedom of religion, of belief, as a fundamental right as laid out by Article 18 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. There is a huge number of sensible and productive questions asked on the subject on this in Parliament to date, and my votes have always been consistent with my human rights stances. I support a parliamentary motion tabled by my colleague which mentioned the Uyghurs last year and included it here. So literally in it says Muslims are being persecuted in Xinjiang, China. So, you're lying. Phil, you're lying, mate. Well done. Well done. So, he literally signed this early day motion saying Muslims are being persecuted in Xinjiang, China. How is that him supporting the genocide of Uyghurs exactly? It's almost like you're full of shit and you've just got like Corbyn derangement syndrome. And you think you're a great deal smarter and more knowledgeable than you actually are.
He has not a word to say about what's going on in Sudan. Why do people...
Okay. Sudan and Eastern DRC. Again, hang on, now that's... here we go. So, Sudan and Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo from the Commons Chambers from January of 2025. Jeremy Corbyn asks the question of Foreign Secretary David Lammy. I thank the Foreign Secretary for his statement and agree with his point about the way in which global media value pay no attention whatsoever to the conflict or life in Africa. He has drawn attention to that today, and I thank him for it. As one who represents constituents from both the DRC and Sudan, I can say that the communities I represent are emailing and talking, and all of them are saying the same thing. Why is nobody discussing what is going on in DRC or Sudan? 2 quick questions for the Secretary of State, and then he, First, what can be done to reduce the flow of arms into Sudan? And secondly, something. Yeah. So basically, you're full of shit again. Full of shit. Every example you've given so far has been a lie. He has talked about the Uyghurs. He has talked about the Democratic Republic of Congo and Sudan. So when you say he has had nothing to say, you can literally check Hansard. You can literally check Hansard. It's there, Phil.
People in Sudan not matter.
Well, they do. That's why he asked the fucking Foreign Secretary about them. And what can be done to prevent the arms from reaching the region that they are in. Crazy.
They're being burned
You sound
alive.
like
They're being starved.
You sound like you're doing a bit of whataboutism here, Phil.
It's not a whataboutism. That's what they try and tell you. That is what they will try and tell you. It's what's about. No, it's not. Whataboutery is when you try and change the subject, the same subject. What I'm saying is, why does he not condemn any genocide?
Except the ones that I just showed you he did. Yeah. And of course the Gaza genocide, which he does, obviously, as well. It wasn't even software problem, it was the internet. The internet just fucking crapped out for a second and cut out the streams.
Unless it's committed by Jews.
My source is
not.
Hang on a minute, we've got to go back for that. Yes, turn left. I didn't get to see your thing. We were having tech problems, so but I'll check it out at some point, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Pop me a list of topics and stuff, and we'll chat tomorrow.
Not condemn any genocide unless it's committed by Jews.
Unless it's committed by Jews. Well done.
source is that I made it the fuck up.
So he's trying to claim he's anti-Semitic. So let's have a look at this. Jeremy Corbyn talking about the situation in Sudan. The information. So this is from April.
Oh, I haven't pre-watched this, so I don't. Yeah, but this is a different time. Jesus Christ! So literally, this is a separate time he's raised. So at least twice he's raised this in the Commons, which is probably twice more than virtually every Labour MP.
April 2024, right? The information that we received via Al Jazeera and others about the situation in Sudan is truly horrendous. 8.2 million people have been left their homes. 17.7 million are experiencing food shortages, and cholera, measles, and other diseases are rife. Unless there is a rapid ceasefire, the planting season simply will not begin, and there will be even greater and deeper hunger, not just in Sudan but in neighbouring countries. Does the minister have any realistic hope the combination of the UN, an African nation, and anyone else who could intervene will bring about a ceasefire to allow at least people to return to their homes and be able to feed themselves? So not only does he care about the people in Sudan, he also cares.
Oh, it's on the video. There's someone hammering in the background. God, see. That's the thing. I've realised that noise alert with the I don't want to do this anymore, and that noise when the sound is coming recorded from behind the person or behind the microphone, like distantly, it sounds like it's happening like in the room. Can I request Curtis join again one night? There was a good stream. Oh, well, Curtis is always welcome, but like he's a busy dude. Like he's travelling hither and thither, doing various gigs and things, you know, as well as doing regular shows on Turn Left. So like I'm more than happy to have him back on, but you need to pester him about that. If there's enough requests for it, then I'm sure it'll happen. But yeah.
About the people neighbouring Sudan as well, and understanding how important it is for them to be able to return a ceasefire happen, and for them to at least be able to plant and be able to feed themselves, right? So here he is over a year ago talking about Sudan. So maybe Phil doesn't have Google. You know, we know his videos aren't that well researched on many different topics. And here he is talking about the situation in China. So he does a longer drawn out bit about talking about Muslims and you know, and the situation in the world. Because this house draws attention to Islamophobia in the UK and worldwide, supports Islamophobia Awareness Month, draws attention to the fact that Rohingya Muslims have been driven out of Myanmar and seek refuge in Bangladesh. So here he is talking about a completely different situation here. Last time I checked, Burma or Myanmar is not a majority Jewish country. So here he is caring about a different group of people here.
Well, that's the thing. Maybe he thinks that the Chinese genocide or the Xinjiang genocide and the Rohingya Muslims and all of that, and the Sudan. Maybe Phil just thinks they're all run by Muslims. I don't know. Not Muslims, Jews. I doubt it. I think he's just an ignorant prick who's spouting shit that he doesn't know. But you know. Used to watch Morehouse on certain subjects even though I disagree with his politics. No more. This is a lie on the scale of when Bad Empanada pretended Owen Jones didn't support Palestine before. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's bullshit. It's just making stuff up. He's just genuinely butthurt about Jeremy Corbyn for some reason. I don't know why. But he doesn't like him, and so he's just made up that shit. He's pro-genocide. Apparently.
Here, that 2 mosques were simultaneously attacked in New Zealand, that Uyghur Muslims are being persecuted in Xinjiang. So, you know, he's saying Corbyn doesn't talk about these issues in Xinjiang.
At all, in China.
So there you go. He's spoken about it. It's on his website, the people in China. So, you know, clearly he has discussed these issues. Maybe not prominently enough, maybe not enough for people, but, you know, he has discussed them. He has discussed them, you know, on multiple occasions.
And so this is the thing with Jeremy Corbyn, is that you know he's a diligent and sort of nerdy enough cunt that you can just Google Jeremy Corbyn and then any other topic, and he's mentioned it. He's brought it up at some point because he's a guy who actually gives a fuck about the world. He's a guy who actually cares about these things. So you can't just willy-nilly accuse him of not talking about a certain topic, because he almost certainly has. Even if you disagree with him, even if you think his opinion is totally wrong, he almost certainly talked about the thing you're going to claim he didn't talk about. Potholes too. Let's have a look. Corbyn blasts soaring bus fares. Is that pothole related? I don't see the word pothole. I can't see him mentioning potholes specifically. He probably has. Oh, here it is. Yeah, there you go. From 2018. Where is it? Hang on a minute. Where's the fucking find thing gone? Have they gotten rid of it? What? Find and edit, fuck's sake. Here we go. Jeremy Corbingtons. There seemed to be a lot of concern among Conservative members about my suggestion that the government had prioritised tax cuts for the super rich and big business and put them as more important than funding for social care, libraries, repairing potholes, bin collection and street cleaning. So yeah, he literally has brought that up at Prime Minister's questions, no less. So, did he talk about Skibbity Toilet? I don't think he did talk about Skibbity Toilet, which is probably why he lost, I reckon.
This argument simply does not make sense. To try and use this to smear him as anti-Semitic, using other genocides and other conflicts to smear someone as anti-Semitic, it's just crazy to me. But that's how disingenuous this bozo is. You know, and especially when we talk about Starmer, let's look at what he actually said more recently than his his work in The Hague.
Very clear. Israel must have that, does have that right to defend herself.
Defend herself. He correctly gendered Israel. It's herself, obviously. God, it's so weird and gross. Who fucking does that?
And Hamas bears responsibility.
A siege is appropriate? Cutting off power, cutting off water?
Well, I think that Israel does have that right. It is an ongoing situation.
There you go. Israel does have the right.
Israel doesn't have that right.
It's an ongoing situation.
Which you'd think he'd understand as a fucking lawyer. Is Corbyn good on trans rights? As far as I'm aware, yeah. Let's have a look. Jeremy Corbyn's from April of this year. I'm really saddened by the level of vitriol and hatred being targeted towards the trans community. We are losing our common humanity. How hard is it to treat people with kindness and respect? Trans people are human beings and they deserve to live in dignity. Yep. Like, literally, there's virtually not a topic that you could say, like, oh, has Jeremy Corbyn ever said anything about this? He has. I guarantee you he said something fucking, usually pretty based, about whatever it is, you know, that you could care to throw at the wall.
He talks about international law, but then how are we supposed to adjudicate on international law where
Britler said trans rights. True.
and Israel refuses to cooperate?
Britler.
How do you have court rulings when one side, calls this court undemocratic and attacks judges and other members? So it doesn't make sense.
Oh my god! Look at the tabs. Oh, for fuck's sake! Close the tabs. You know how many tabs I have open right now? 2. I have 2. Actually, that's not technically true. I have a couple more here with the streams up, so I can see the chat. But the 4, basically, four tabs in 2 different windows. Look at how many fucking tabs he has. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one's the 9th one. The one he's on right now is the 9th one. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24. He has 24 fucking links open. 24. I don't think I've ever in my entire life had 24. I don't think I've ever had 15. Yeah, Joe Swinson, true. That's mental.
It's the guy who said this, you know, and I agree with this.
So first of all, what I'm not trying to do here is persuade anyone to vote against or for any particular party. If people would like to not vote Conservative or Brexit Party at the general election, if you're a citizen who can take part in those elections, then that would be fantastic. But beyond that, I'm not really going to say. If you are happy to vote for the Lib Dems, if Labour have turned...
Well, yeah, 24 on this one particular window. He might have other windows open, that is true. This kind of degeneracy generally spawns. Yeah.
You off, then that's fine, that's your choice. That's not what this is about. I'm just explaining why I will never vote for them. Now,
So there you go. He's saying, look, you know, if Labour have annoyed you, that's fine. Go vote for someone else. Just don't vote Tory or for the Brexit Party. That was in 2019, a more important general election than the one just gone, right? Now, if you listen to the guy, this is what he's got to say.
Thank you very much, sir. What is the alternative? Labour are finished, and this is
Easy. Reform UK. Reform UK are the alternative, which you want. Because Labour aren't finished, by the way. Corbyn has the power to significantly weaken them. The alternative is Reform UK.
Okay, well, stop being shit and guaranteeing a Reform UK victory. Very simple. You could actually deliver the change that people wanted, instead of being horrible bastards. Instead of attacking the poorest in society. You could.
Pick your poison.
yeah.
It's really
Now it's pick your poison. Now it's decision time. Now it's, you know, there's no more, you know, free will. There's no more pragmatism in this democracy. It's straight up. You know, it's one or the other now, which was always the argument he should have made consistently, but he chose not to. And again, I wouldn't berate anyone for choosing not to vote for Labour. You know, if they voted Green or whatever Corbyn's new party is, or just, you know, as long as you don't vote for, you know, the Tories or
Jezbollah, yeah.
or Reform or some racist party that's going to pop up, no doubt, I don't have an issue. You know, even if you want to vote for them.
Are the Jesbians a thing? Like lesbians for Jeremy Corbyn? Jesbians. That'd be fucking awesome. They probably are.
Lib Dems, which I don't like the Lib Dems, but fine. I'm not going to attack you for it or berate you that much for it. I will mock you for voting for the Lib Dems though, but no, I won't be that mean about it compared to if you vote for the Tories.
I will. I'll just be honest.
Saying, you know,
Look, I'll be fucking disgusting to you if you voted for the Tories because you're a piece of shit. But if you voted for the Liberal Democrats, I will rinse you. I will fucking rinse you, okay? That is despicable. That is diabolical. So I will tease you mercilessly about that. As long as you've realised the error of your ways, we can still be friends, though. I do a show with No Justice, and she voted Liberal Democrat. Fucking embarrassing. You should unsubscribe from her and subscribe just to me for that, love. I am, of course, joking.
it's fine. Just don't vote Tory or Brexit. It's fine.
That simple. But pick your poison. Because I'll tell you something. If at the end, now I've made it really clear. By the way, this is a problem of our voting system, right? It's now
which you could change. You've got a massive majority. You could do it. You're not going to.
the voting behaviour is so fragmented that the voting system cannot cope. But at the end of the day,
I mean, it was pretty bad in 2019 as well. It was very fragmented in 2019 because of the Reform Party running. It did cause massive destabilisation. It caused Labour to lose potentially more seats to the Tories in certain areas. Now, I did see, I think it was Phil that tried to argue that the Reform Party actually helped the Labour Party in not losing more seats. But
I just hope no one in chat votes reform. I can't imagine anyone in my chat voting reform. I'll be entirely honest with you. I can't imagine that ever happening. We'll see. Like, you know, maybe if someone wants to out themselves, but that would be very surprising to me.
ultimately, you know, the Reform Party did have a big effect in that 2019 general election. It was just because the Tories won, you know, by small margins in certain seats, just like how Labour won by small margins in certain seats. It's a similar situation, a very small vote share compared to what they got.
Corbyn and Sultana aren't doing this to bring better times to Britain. They're doing...
Aliens hate ICE, pass it on. I fucking hate ICE. I hope every ICE agent dies of a heart attack tomorrow. That would be fucking epic. Fuck you.
In it, they know full well that this is allowed in Reform UK. Their aim is the "I told you so" gambit. They want to say "I told you so," "I told you so," "I told you so,"
which is literally what the Labour right have been doing as well. You know, they're saying you're not right wing enough. I told you so, and they openly went against Corbyn in the leadership. You know, when he was there. So, you know, you can either have it so people can undermine the leader and you have to be okay with it, or you have to have absolutism to the leader. But then when Starmer is replaced, you're going to have to toe this same line. You're going to have to toe this no rebellions kind of line here.
Oh, seamstress, you voted for the fucking... Oh, no. Oh, no, you voted for the Liberal Democrats, for the coalition. Oh. Oh, can we blame you personally for all of it then? Can we say you brought us all of the austerity? Because you personally alone did that.
I don't think you will, because you didn't do that under Corbyn, because you didn't like him because of Brexit. That's what this boils down to. Their hatred of Jeremy Corbyn is down to Brexit.
So, I'm going to say this. Anyone who supports this venture is supporting Reform. And when Reform UK come in and they trash all your workers' rights that Labour brought in, they trash all the Sure Stars.
The Labour, the workers' rights that, you know, Sharon Graham, leader of, I think it's Unite, said is Swiss cheese, because it doesn't go far enough, especially on things like 0 hours contracts. But okay, it is an improvement. You know, if you believe in incrementalism, I can see why you would love this Labour government, because they love incrementalism.
Centres that Labour are bringing back in, they trash work on clean, secure energy, which Labour are bringing in. All of this stuff, above inflation pay rises, all of this stuff, when that gets trashed, it's your fault.
No, it's not. It's your fault. You're not owed my vote. Fuck you, you entitled cunt. You're not entitled to my vote. No. You didn't do anything to earn it. In fact, you did so much to ensure that I could not vote for you. So no. It's on you for being the worst government. There was certainly the worst Labour government ever, I think. Although it could be argued the first one with Ramsay MacDonald. Let's not get into the...
It's your fault. Okay, so we've gone from I'm not going to tell you how to vote, I'm not going to blame you for it, to it's your fault.
Inflation pay rises, all of this stuff, when that gets trashed, it's your fault.
So remember, you're the reform enablers now. Went from don't worry guys, just don't vote for Brexit or the Tories, to it's your fault. And then this is probably the most egregious clip I'm going to play for you, where he's out here talking about, you know, grifters and all of this stuff, right? And I think I know he's going at here. I think he's having a go at Owen Jones. I can't imagine who else fits the criteria when we go through it.
Genocide happening in the world right now. Yet there are many people who want action to help Palestinians in Gaza and the illegally occupied West Bank and are motivated by compassion, not politics. But how do you tell the difference when they're stood next to each other? How do you tell the difference between those who just want practical help and those who are using it for their own selfish needs, to grift or to hate? Let me ask you a question.
He could also be going at Corbyn here, to be fair.
Let's imagine a couple of people, two generic white men who claim to care deeply about the people suffering in Gaza. Both of them are British, their parents are British, grandparents are British, you know, stretching right back. Their roots are entirely British. They have no familial or ancestral links anywhere else. One of these two generic well-meaning white men is also appalled at the carnage in Sudan, Ukraine. They were outspoken about the way Assad invited Russia to bomb his own people in their homes during the Arab...
Okay, so is your contention then, Filippo, that you can't talk about Gaza unless you've actively talked about every single genocide that's ever happened? Because you can just do this weird whataboutism shit till the cows come home. It doesn't get you anywhere. It just makes you look like a wanker. No one's won over by this quote-unquote argument. Okay? You don't have to have said anything about Assad. You don't have to have said anything about Sudan. Or fucking Darfur, or... well, that is Sudan. Or the fucking the Kurdish genocide, or the Uyghurs, or anything to talk about Gaza. You can just talk about Gaza if that's what you want to do. It doesn't mean you don't care about anything else. It just means maybe you don't know about those other things. People have some fucking, like, you know, busy lives and shit. Some people might not necessarily know very much about Syria. It was a few years ago now that, you know, the big kind of movement in that. It was much more of a stalemate, and then Assad fucked off to Russia. And now Israel are taking bits of it, you know, to totally protect people, you understand. That's the thing. Oh, God. It's so sort of frustrating. Look, I want to accept sick people from Palestine into Western countries for medical treatment. But do I trust that Israel is going to allow them to return? That's the thing. It's not just that they want to ethnically displace people, it's that you know they will never ever allow them to return. Because they didn't the first time. They're an ethnic supremacist, land grab system, if you will. That's what Zionism does. You know?
Spring protests, they also condemned the murders, rapes and kidnapping by Hamas 2 years ago.
I'm assuming he's talking about himself here.
The other one has nothing to say about Darfur and actively denies the other atrocities. As far as they are concerned, the only serious crimes against humanity happening anywhere in the world are in Gaza. That's it, nowhere else. Oh.
Holy straw, man.
And instead of encouraging people to donate to the organisations which are actively trying to get aid into Gaza, they instead encourage people to give them money to remain in this country to fund their protests.
Unbelievable. You can only do it my way, otherwise you don't care. I'm a good person. Is it possible to separate political and non-political motives in the way he's suggesting? Not really, 255. The guy's just full of shit. Basically, he just wants to discredit much of the opposition to the genocide that his dear leader, Sir Keir of Starmer, is engaging in. He's just interested in defending Labour and Starmer. That's it, right? So people are saying Keir Starmer's doing a genocide. He's supporting the Palestinian, supporting the slaughter of Palestinians. So he has to try and muddy the waters and throw shit at people. You know, like the muckraking piece of garbage that he is. And so he has to throw nonsense at the wall, right? He has to say, well, your opposition to the actions of Keir Starmer in supporting the Israeli government aren't legitimate because you didn't talk about the Darfur genocide and you didn't say anything about this thing and this other thing and this. No, you don't need to. Take on the actual point that the person is making. The actions of the Israeli state in killing the Palestinian peoples is disgusting. The British government's support for, not just passively or diplomatically, but actively support for the Israeli government in its actions is a despicable crime for which Keir Starmer should face justice. It doesn't matter if the person making those true points has talked about the Rwandan genocide or the killing of Native American peoples. It doesn't matter. You're just coping. You're just throwing as much shit at the wall and hoping some of it will stick in order to defend the guy aiding and abetting a genocide. But you know, you're the good person in this, obviously. Infuriating.
So now that could be a dig at Corbyn, but as we've discussed already, Corbyn has discussed these issues. I thought originally it could be a go at Owen Jones, but based on what he said in this previous video, it could be a go at Corbyn. But if you look here in his description, he's got a link to fund himself, you know, memberships and stuff, but there's nothing here, no links to any of these charities, right?
Because he doesn't care. It's just about like appearing to be more knowledgeable. That's all he cares about. In the same way that Keir Starmer cares about looking like a pragmatist who's the adult in the room without doing anything. He wants to appear to be the smartest person ever. He isn't. We've just disproven him with very quick Google searches. He's full of shit. But he wants to appear to be the most knowledgeable. So here are the list of officially approved charities. And if you don't give money to them and them exclusively, you clearly don't care about genocide in Gaza. Therefore, it's fine. We just have to accept that the Gaza genocide is happening because you didn't oppose it in the correct, authority-approved way. Everyone go and follow Turn Left on the various platforms.
Which one really cares about people in Gaza? Are we to seriously believe both of them do? Why would we believe that a white British man with zero links to Palestine, other than their lifelong grift, cares about anyone in Gaza?
Hang on. You don't know what the word grift means. How can it be a lifelong grift? What, he was grifting when he was 2? Owen Jones came out of the womb trying to get people's money off them for Gaza. The fuck, you don't know what that word means, do you?